This is a question about quadratics on the Algebra 2 semester exam review, and it's asking us to factor, to solve, to find the axis of symmetry, and to calculate the minimum value. So first we must factor this quadratic expression, and to do this I shared a method called the X method, where you draw a big X, and we're going to multiply the A times a C. So 3 times -10 is -30, and then we put the B at the bottom, and we want to think of two numbers that multiply to -30 but add to +13, and those two numbers are +15 and -2. And then the next step in the process is to divide by the coefficient of x squared. So we're going to divide by 3. 15 divided by 3 can simplify to 5, and this will not simplify. So we have our factors of x plus 5, and we're going to now get the denominator and use it as a coefficient of x for the factor. So we would write 3x minus 2. And that's the answer to the factoring. And I like this method because the next step is to solve when this equation is equal to 0. And we have the answers. Our answers can be pulled almost directly from this method. What makes this factor equal to 0? It's when x is equal to -5. What makes the second factor equal to 0? That happens when x is equal to +2/3. And I like the method because it's the opposite of the two numbers from our x method. And this is the answer to part B. I just want to share what this looks like on a graph with the calculator. So if we enter our equation into the y equals, we can graph it, and we have found our 0 to be at -5 and another 0 to be at +2/3. For part C, it's asking to find the equation of the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry goes right between every single point on the parabola. We have the two x-intercepts, so to find the equation of the axis of symmetry, it's going to be the average of our two x-intercepts. So we need to find the average of these two solutions. So that's -5 plus 2/3 divided by 2. And I'm going to enter this in the calculator. So it's -5 plus 2/3 and divide that by 2. So our axis of symmetry is at x equals -13/6. And part D says to calculate the minimum value of the function. Well, the minimum value, I'm going to use the calculator to find this. From the graph, we can say second calculate the minimum, and we have to define a left bound. So I need to pick a number that's to the left of the minimum. I'm going to go ahead and use -5, and I need a number to the right of the minimum, so I'm going to use the number 1. You don't have to guess. And it gives us that the minimum occurs when x is -2.16, but the minimum value would be -24.08 with 3 repeating. So that would be our answer. The minimum y value is negative 24.08. And to write this with three significant figures, it would be negative 24.1. This is Mr. Martinez. Thank you for watching.